when we talk about fake it till you make it, that phrase has always tickled me a little bit because, it makes you a little uncomfortable. It's like, am I being a fraud? Am I being an imposter? Is this the way I got to do it? I feel like all you got to do to really integrate that particular phrase or that advice into your life is really change your perspective on it. First of all, when it comes to fake it till you make it, I don't believe that we're actually faking anything at all. There's nothing to fake. What you're simply doing is you're assuming the position. Assume the position. If you don't want to say fake it till you make it, say assume the position. Because really that's all it is. Now, what you do is you assume the position from where you are and with what you have. And then, boom, things will begin to take its course. Now, if you're trying to make day 1 look like day 500, then obviously you're dealing in an unrealistic mentality. But if you just assume the position, if you just step into the role, if you start taking your radical action right now, no matter what it is, it's the laws of the universe. It ain't got no choice but to start to play out. But there's a lot of factors that we combat, all factors within ourselves. We go to do something, but then all that chatter and all that monkey mindness comes, and then we start to feed into that, and then before you know it, we have relapsed and initiated ourselves back into a cycle that we're very familiar with, a cycle that we know like the backs of our hands. So I feel like, I know for me personally, I was getting literally sick of those cycles. I'm like, I can't go through this anymore. I'm not sure what has locked me into these habitual thoughts. I don't know what's happened, but I know it must stop, because one thing for sure is I'm aware of it. It's one thing when you're not aware of where you basically are your own problem. It's one thing when you're not aware of it. But then it's another thing when you are, and then you still continue the things that keep you basically enslaved in that position. And I just feel like I've experienced the wide spectrum of all of that. And so now I'm feeling like, no, absolutely not. There's not one thing, not my thoughts going a little wild, not the chronic pain illness I deal with, not anybody else's thoughts. There's nothing, not one thing that I'm going to let literally intercept with me taking the actions, assuming the position in the role of what I see fit for me. And so that's just what I want to share and implore and encourage. Because it's so easy to believe that things are not possible. It's so easy. But they are. So one thing I also do for myself is I create like a truth checklist, right? And on this checklist, you want to make sure that maybe you're doing this when you're in a nice, clear state of mind. Even if you're not in a clear state of mind, maybe just somewhere where at least you can be somewhat relaxed and you can allow yourself to go through the therapeutic process of processing your thoughts and bringing them to the paper. And on this checklist, you're going to want to write down things that are, no surprise here, considering the name, things that are true. For instance, I am capable of living the lifestyle that I desire. That's true. That's true. Whether or not sometimes you forget it, whether or not sometimes you doubt it, it doesn't change the fact that that's true. I am a strong woman who picks herself up and keeps going no matter what. That's true. Even though sometimes I fall into these little weird situations where I really dog myself out, call myself weak, even pathetic. But it's not changing the fact that I'm strong and resilient. Write down, it's true that I care about my health and my emotional well-being. That's true. Maybe sometimes those thoughts will creep up and be like, whatever, just eat that burger, whatever, just do this, or whatever, just do that, or, you're fat already. I don't know. Our minds can run wild. Doesn't change the fact that it's true that you do care about yourself. And you do see something beautiful for yourself. Now, those are just some examples I'm throwing out directly from my experience. But what you do is, this checklist is a reference. You want to write this checklist, and I'm going to actually create these checklists for free, so you can have and print out and do your own thing. But what I like to do is I like to write it. I like to put it somewhere that is upheld in some sense. It doesn't have to be literally upheld in the sense of like up on a wall or something like that, but it could be upheld in the sense that you keep it in a certain binder that you only put very special and sacred things in for yourself, or you can keep it on this certain place on your nightstand, something to look at before you go to sleep when you place your glasses down or something like that. The point is to refer to this checklist and to basically use it as one of most likely many tools and vehicles into the recalibration of your mind, because basically, our minds get set, especially in our childhood. Like, there's like this period of time, I think it's like 1 to 7 years old, when like all of our experiences and things that happen really kind of lock in how it is we perceive the world and ourselves. It's like it's locked in, but that doesn't mean that it's infinitely locked in. It definitely can be, moved. But it comes with awareness, and then it comes with intention. So those checklists, I like to do that because I feel like it's a great method that, whenever I'm slipping or whatever, check out my checklist. Okay, so all these things going down in my head, I know they're not true because I've already made sure that I knew the truth. I've already made sure that I knew the truth. You feel me? So yeah, fake it till you make it, or assume the position. Do what you gotta do. Believe in yourself enough to simply just take action. And when I say take action, sometimes a lot of times actually, we really put entirely too much pressure on ourselves. Okay, I want to start, this is the kind of career I have, so boom, we just really start going all in and all out, which is great because it exhibits our just fantastic, immense amount of ambition that we have. And that ambition it's gold. But sometimes we put entirely too much pressure on ourselves, when really, if you're going to do it, say, hey, I commit to doing it because I actually believe in myself and I'm actually going to do this. I don't need to try to rush myself through it. I don't need to try to prove it to nobody else. I feel, and I am embodying right now what I seek. So you take those steps as you may. Say you really want to go into veganism or something like that, or just change your diet to whatever really is going to truly suit you in the manner of wellness. But you're at a place where maybe you're still grabbing a pizza or a burger or something like that. You could go, okay, next week I'm not eating any meat. I'm not doing none of it, blah, 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 blah. The next week comes, and maybe Monday you kind of did your thing, and you had a veggie burger or something, you had some fruit, but then Tuesday comes around, and you're just having a rough day, and it's just easier to just go grab some Burger King, or, things like that happen. How about you just say, hey, you know what, starting next week, I'm going to just make sure I'm going to just eat 1 apple a day. I'm not saying I'm going to totally cut out everything else, I know that's my goal. But I'm going to start assuming the position right now. I'm going to at least intentionally consume an apple. Because when you don't eat a certain way, you don't realize how much you don't actually do little things like eat an apple, or grab a stalk of celery, or eat a carrot, or get a fresh pressed juice rather than some Welch's grape juice or something. I don't know. Some Hawaiian punch. it becomes a lifestyle. So intentionally take the action to, I'm gonna do apple. Then maybe after that, you know what? I'm gonna just start doing all fruit breakfasts. Hey, maybe you still have some chicken Alfredo that night or something, but you're going to intend that as you're making this grand transition, that you're just gonna eat fruit in the morning. You know, so it could be anything. Say you want to change your career path. You know, begin to assume the position. What is it that career calls for? Understand that maybe, no, it's not overnight. That's another thing we got to really be careful with romanticizing overnight success. The journey is beautiful. And this is coming from somebody that really wanted to rush it. I mean, I felt like I was going crazy and I just wanted things to be a certain way already because I saw it, I felt it, and I wanted it. But there was a journey. So don't romanticize overnight success, but understand that, yes, still today you can begin. Still today you can begin. Still today you can assume the position. Act like you know. You know, be willing. It's really about being willing. So anyway, all you love bugs, do y'all's things. Really go for what it is you want to go for. This is your life. Honestly, this is your life. It's really all about what you're going to do with it. This is your life. Alright, I'm signing out, everybody. I am Maya Siobhan, coming here, dropping another video to you. I hope you enjoyed it. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button below to stay connected with me. I'm always writing back and talking to you guys and stuff, so always feel free to reach out to me if you may. So, yeah, signing out. Remember, life is what you make it.